What's up, plant fam? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lauren and this is my channel where I talk about all things planty. Now for today's video, guys, I wanted to do a bit of an experiment. You guys have seen my philodendron Florida Beauty on my eBay plant collective mail that I did, and I have been struggling, guys, for the past maybe 3 weeks since I've had her on how to propagate her. If I was going to propagate her, at first I was going to do the chop and prop method and put her directly into soil right after cutting her. Basically, I watched a video of Summer Rain Oaks interviewing Enid from NSC Tropicals on how she propagates philodendrons, and after taking a cutting, she puts it directly into the soil, doesn't let it callus over or anything. I didn't feel that bold, to be honest, especially this is my first time. I thought about doing water, but I just couldn't figure it out. And then I remembered a video from Jolene Foliage where she decided to use the propagation method of air layering for her philodendron varicosum melanochrysum. And I thought that was a great idea, so this is my experiment where I try air layering. So if you want to see if it's successful and if air layering is worth it, then like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned. If you aren't familiar on what the process of air layering is, you basically take a node where there is an aerial root, and I will get up closer or put some footage so you guys will see, but you basically take an aerial root, you wrap it around in a ball of substrate. I'm using sphagnum moss right now, which is the most recommended substrate, and you wrap that aerial root in node in a ball of sphagnum. It could be green moss, that's what Jolene Foliage uses. I think some type of moss, but spag is the most recommended. But you surround that area with spag, wrap it in saran wrap, cling wrap, whatever you have, and in 2 to 3 weeks you should have roots, and from there you can cut your plant and propagate it in soil. And if the air layering isn't successful, hey, you still have a full gorgeous plant. But I have all the materials here. I have my spag, I have cling wrap from Glad, of course. I have a little squeezy tube of water so I can wet my moss. But as you saw, that was the clip of the node that I am going to use for my air layering. Now, ideally, if and when this gets roots, there are these 2 leaves already right here, and at the very top is a new growth point, a new leaf coming out. So we're just going to get started. I am going to first get my cling wrap ready, because I know if I have my ball of moss but struggle getting a piece of cling wrap out, then moss is just going to go everywhere and y'all will just laugh at me. And it's okay if you laugh at me, but I don't feel like vacuuming or picking up a huge mess right now. Let me get some spag out, and I really want to wrap this well around the aerial root and node. Another thing that I am doing, guys, is having the stake be a part of the ball so it doesn't move around, or if the ball gets too heavy, I don't want my plant to lean and potentially have damage. So here we go. Of course you have to make a little bit of a mess, right? Because we're dealing with plants here. I really think this is a good method, guys, if you have plants that are really special to you, not necessarily rare, but really special to you, and you're scared of propagating it. I'm very excited, and I really hope that this works. Jolene had the most gorgeous roots that were super healthy, and I just can't wait, and I hope I have that experience. I would say my ball is pretty secured. I know I'm kind of far away. I apologize for that, guys. You really just want to encompass the entire area so it gets good roots. And now let's get our cling wrap and wrap it up. I like to keep a hole at the top to allow for the water to come through. Okay guys, we are done with that initial step, and here's what it looks like. I know it's not the most aesthetically looking thing, but it's all about the end result with the propagation, right? So here it is. It's a pretty decent sized ball, and I am just going to, sorry, I'm like hidden in my plant as always, and I'm just going to do 1 or 2 squirts of water. I am just using filtered water. You can use tap water if you want, to put it in the little opening at the top where we left it. And as time goes on, just check your plant every other day. Make sure that it's moist but not wet, right? I will continue to check it for the next 2 to 3 weeks, how it does, and hopefully in the next clip, it's a good sign because that means there are roots that have grown and we can propagate my philodendron Florida Beauty. What is up, guys? We are in the future now, or maybe present, but anyway, it is almost a month since I recorded that last footage. I know there was some things that I learned, but when I filmed the original air layering of my philodendron Florida Beauty, that was July 27th, and right now, as you're watching this, I am filming on August 26th. So basically it took a month, and let me show you the plant right now. As we know, this is a very long plant. This is where I air layered originally. This is the first leaf that came out in my care, and this is the best light situation that I could have given it in my new apartment. And I've said this in a lot of videos that I've been recording. The problem is I don't know what order these videos are going in, but I am moving. I am 2 days out from moving, so that is why A, you're seeing a new setup, and B, all the crazy stuff in the background of my home. Now, a new leaf just unfurled maybe 3 or 4 days ago. Since I've been moving, like I said, I've had to move my plants around. So this leaf is not variegated because I could not give it the light that it needed. However, I still very much appreciate this leaf. At least it's still growing. And it is this little guy right there, that green one. But okay, so as I was saying, this bad boy has been doing its thing for about a month now. I am seeing a little root peek out from the bottom, so it is time to snip it. And while I snip it, I will tell you some of the learnings that I learned, some of the takeaways that I've learned during this past month. This may be the first time you guys have seen me fresh-faced, but here it is. It's the moving life. But anyway, so I do have my big shears. I am going to put the bottom half of this plant, the one that has roots, even though it's been smushed in this 2-inch pot, into this 5 or 5.5 inch pot. I really love these. So many holes for drainage. I love it. And then I think I'm going to put the new root system and this new cutting probably into this pot because I don't think the roots are that established yet. So here we go, guys. I'm going to cut it and then I will let you see the roots because I'm very, very curious. I'm not sure if you're supposed to unveil the roots and just leave it compact in its little sphagnum moss home, but I can't resist. I want to see the roots and I'm sure you guys are curious. I did do the air layering right at this node right here, and this is all space where I can cut. So I'm ready to give this plant the home that it deserves. And now I have 2 plants Here we go. I'm just gonna chop it off right here. That was a super clean cut. That's how you know you have good shears. But oh my God, guys, I can't believe I did it. Let me pull out this long bamboo stick. All right, so here is my cutting of my Philodendron Florida Beauty. Now I'm going to put this aside really quick. I will pot it up, but let's check out these roots. Okay, so here are the tea and the learnings that I found out along the way. Now, I first got this idea from Jolene Foliage when she air layered her Philodendron verrucosum crossed with melanochrysum. She actually used press wrap while I used saran wrap. And with press wrap, it really snugs everything together, everything presses together, and makes it really compact. And for her, she got a really good substantial root system in 2 to 3 weeks. For me, as you guys can see here, I did not have these plant tapes in the beginning. I did a 2-week midway checkpoint to see how my roots were looking. And when I did that 2 weeks ago, I did see some little roots, but nothing substantial enough for me to be like, wow, you know? And that's why I went with the route that I did. To make everything just tighter and more compact, I used the plant tape, and now here we are a week and a half, 2 weeks later, and I'm excited to show you these roots. As you can see, this baby is out. So let's open this. I'm sure it's not the biggest root system ever, but nonetheless, just seeing that root makes me so excited to see how air layering and how this whole process went. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's a little bit of a mess when I bring you closer, but there are roots on here. Yep, there are these 2 roots. You can see these are baby roots in here, and it went really well. So for me, I would say air layering was a success. I did get really good roots, not as mature as I want, and the key takeaway is really make sure that your moss ball is compact in that it stays moist, not wet, moist. But I am going to continue rooting this in sphagnum, but let's repot my bottom half of my Philodendron Florida Beauty. This has been such a long time coming with this plant. I actually lost one of the lowest leaves because I don't know how this plant was able to survive this long in this little 2-inch pot. I know the roots are just so squished, and let's get going. Oh, it's coming out. Okay. Yep. There was this really bad dried up root. It was just so dry, not raw. It's completely dry. But here is this compact, super compact Philodendron Florida Beauty. I know it's been a while, but now you can finally thrive. I just finished potting it, and now I'm going to secure it with my plant tape. I love this tape, guys, and the main reason why I love it is because it is reusable. I have so many strips that I have used multiple times over and over, so I'm glad that it's just, you know, multifunctional, and that is what we need right now. Okay, here are the plants side by side. Guys, I really do think air layering is a good propagation technique if you have expensive plants that you're really scared cutting, and not even expensive plants. The word I should use is treasured. If you have very treasured plants that you love dearly and you are scared of chopping it off without any root system, give air layering a try. I would recommend, as I mentioned, to make sure that your moss ball stays moist and compact. If I did this again, I would buy press wrap instead of using saran wrap, but saran wrap does work. I will continue to monitor my Florida beauties and update you guys on everything on my Instagram, so make sure that you guys check it out. But overall, I would give this experiment a success, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.